Heavy conditions, which favored the Spaniard. It makes the ball go through the court a little more slowly and gives Ferrero time to set up for a passing shot like that. Ferrero, though, what really bothers Agassi about his game is that he is equally as explosive off the ground. Look at that inside-out forehand there. That was a clean winner. So when they left the court, it was 6-3 Ferrero, 1-love in the second set. But the good news for Andre Agassi, Cliff, is that since '99 at this tournament, when of course he won here, his first Grand Slam, he's 13-3 in majors after he's lost the first set. So that's some good news. He's had a night to think about it. He's got to come out with a different game plan today, hoping that the drier conditions will be better for him, that he'll be able to play that punishing tennis that's made him famous. But it's going to be real difficult because Ferrero, as you said, I mean, he's won big tournaments on clay. He's been in 2 straight semifinals here, both times losing to Kirten. And as I said from the beginning of the tournament, this is a match that Agassi's got to win if he wants to win this thing. And I think it's a long shot for Andre to pull this out.
I was going to ask you about what kind of tactics he needs, but I think you've answered that already. Let's talk about a match that we really haven't spoken about, and that is the Marat Safin match with Sebastian Grosjean, because that also, for these people here in Paris especially, is going to be huge. I mean, are you picking a winner in that one? It's a close one to call again,
It's
isn't
close.
it?
I'm going to go with Safin in that because I think he's got a little more firepower. He's a little more mature, but certainly the crowd could be a big factor in this one. I mean, we're so used to talking Agassi. Of course, he's our guy, right? But here in France, that is the match of the day, that match between Grosjean and Safin, because the hopes of all of France rest with Grosjean. He's talented. He's a shot maker. But I think that Safin will get through this showing a little more maturity. He played well in Australia until the final. Now for Agassi, I mean, he comes into this one thinking he knows he doesn't have that many more shots, Cliff. He knows that, you know, this is it for him. He's put himself in perfect position this year, winning in Rome, having the perfect build up to this match, and now he's got to go out there and take care of it. But I still think it's Ferrero's match to win or lose.
Okay, well, we'll find out. You know, it's going to be very interesting because the conditions are, they're still a little cool, but much, much better than they were yesterday. Coming up, Juan Carlos Ferrero and Andre Agassi.
Something's coming, and it sounds like...
A very friendly early morning to you, and congratulations for getting up to watch this coverage of the French Championships live coming up as early as it is. Let's talk just a little longer about Andre Agassi. Patrick, you talked about the physical side of what he's got to do. You've talked about the strategic, tactical side, but mentally, where do we go there?
Well, I think it's similar to the conversation I had with Andre yesterday before the match started, which is what he said to me was, you know, I know going into this match that I have to, as he said, step up, because I've got to come out and play my best tennis from the start. And he relishes that challenge. As one of the reasons he's still out there at 32, working as hard as he is. But he has a tremendous respect for Ferrero. Now, they've never played against each other. It's their first career meeting. But Agassi knew going into this match that he was going to have to play, you know, that type of tennis from the start. And he tried to do that yesterday. He came out, he was going for his shots. He wasn't playing defensive. Sometimes when he plays someone that he doesn't know, he'll just sort of try to work into the match. But he came out really trying to hit his, you know, big shots, attack the ball. Ferrero had all the answers yesterday. And that's the problem for Andre Agassi.
At age 32, Andre Agassi is a new father, given that he and wife Steffi Graf are celebrities known around the world. They've been very protective about their private life. ESPN.com's Curry Kirkpatrick got Andre to open up a bit here in Paris.
Over his long, controversial, and colorful career, there's been as many Andre Agassis as there are shades in the rainbow. Teenage rebel, advertising shill, Grand Slam champion, washed-up loser, comeback hero, conscience of the game, and now at the French Open, for the first time in a Grand Slam, a new Agassi, husband, father, and family man.
It's a wonderful luxury to have him with you, and you know, I get less sleep, there's no question about it, but by the same token, I feel a lot more efficient with my time, and I feel like I can get away from the game, and that's crucial for your mindset in a big one like this.
Andre won Paris in 1999. A special time in that it was the same tournament he hooked up with Steffi Graf.
Well, I was pretty much trying to hunt her down long before then, but that's just between us.
But that's 99.
Yeah, that's right. 99, it wasn't until the summer that we started interacting.
Is it a lot different being a dad Do you feel older?
I don't know. I don't feel older. I feel more complete. I feel more more clear on what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And nothing can make you forget about your day more than your child giving you a smile.
But will Andre teach young Jaden Gill the tricks of his trade?
I would have a hard time insisting really on anything. I look back on my career and I'm very proud of it, of what the game of tennis has offered my life. So I would love for him to share in some of that.
What would another championship mean for the new dad?
How do you put that into words? I mean, to win here at 32 years old would be something I never even would have dared to even dream. And now I'm in the thick of things, and it would be awesome. It's really how the best way to put it. It would be awesome.
This is Curry Kirkpatrick, ESPN.com.
Curry is writing a column every day on ESPN.com, so log on and use keyword French Open for more of his outstanding stuff. Outstanding. You really think that, I mean, going into this tournament, you know that he thought that he had a chance to win it all, obviously, Patrick.
Well, what Andre has said is that what he's trying to do is give himself a shot at it. And you can hear from that piece right there that he's in with a shot at it. And this is how he's turned his career around since coming here in '99. When he won here, he's then gone on to win 3 more slams. He's been in 1 final as well, won 90% of Grand Slam matches. So he's given himself another shot here to do it. And that's what I think even if Agassi doesn't win this match, he'll be disappointed, but he'll say that he's put himself in position. He's in position, he's in great shape. He's playing the toughest guy that I think is left in the field right now in Ferrero. So as I said, this guy is explosive off both sides, got that big forehand. He can take the ball pretty early, which is bothersome to Agassi because he puts Agassi on the defensive. But it's just nice to hear from Andre how much he cares about this and appreciate going through the process, not just the wins and losses. Of course, he wants to win, but he's enjoying just being in this situation.
Ferrero has won the first set 6-3. He broke Agassi twice in that set. Ferrero leads 1-0 in the second. We're on serve third. They're warming up. We'll come back to them in a minute. Got a couple of semi-finalists already. Albert Costa from Spain. And earlier today, a win for another Spaniard. So we're going to see this could be 3 out of the 4 Spanish semi-finalists. Alex Correia winning his match today of Andre Pavel, so they will play against each other. Now the question is who will be the other semi-finalist out of this. Andre Agassi, the 32-year-old from Las Vegas, or Ferrero.
13-1 on the clay. His only loss coming at the tournament in Houston, where he lost to Sampras in the semifinals. 20-3 overall this year. Of course, not only winning the title in '99, he made a couple of finals in '90 and '91, losing to Gomez and then to Courier. Agassi also with a place with his wife Steffi Graf out in Northern California now. Ferrero home in Villena. Is that how you say that, Cliff?
Villena.
Villena.
I think.
Not a great record by Ferrero standards this year. And as I talked about yesterday, that may actually have helped him because he saved some wear and tear on his body. He won in Monte Carlo, which is the first big clay court tournament. That's back about 4 or 5 weeks ago. And then he went out early in Rome. So in a way that may have helped Ferrero because he's been able to conserve his energy. In the ground stroke winners 9 for Ferrero against Agassi, and Agassi having a lot of trouble holding serve in that first set.
Ferrero's mother died 4 years ago of breast cancer. He said that he was on the verge of leaving tennis, and it was obviously for everyone, but he said it was a tremendous blow. And then he said, you know what, I carried on for her because she liked me to play so much. Now he is being attended to And it looks like
Et à la
there's a
gauche de la chaise,
finger.
Andre Agassi
It
est
needs
en
some
Italie.
attention for
It's like a little,
Ferrero.
probably just a little blister, and he's just getting a pair of Bastol from one of the tour trainers there to put a little tape on it. Yeah, it's probably just a little blister.
Fin d'échauffement. Time.
But that can be awfully disconcerting, believe me. Well, it is on his left hand. No, yeah, it's on his left hand. So it's not on his serving arm.
But it sees hits the two-hander.
Two-hander,
So
yeah.
that started playing tennis, Ferrero, because his dad used to play. That's a very familiar tune, that one. Began to play tournaments in his dad. He also played some soccer. His dad told him to concentrate on tennis. And he said that as a kid, he played two hands off both sides. Now he's got that huge forehand, which is obviously a one-hander. Interesting how many players change their swing, like a Sampras goes from a two hands to a one-handed shot, for example.
Now, Ferrero, he mentioned, Cliff, that ankle he twisted during practice, but there was a question mark in his second round match going into that match against this guy, Nicolas Coutelot of France, and weren't even sure if Ferrero was going to play. Ends up winning this match going away. It took him 5 sets to advance to the third round. Third round, he had an easy win against Guillermo Correa, a young Argentine. That was routine for Ferrero. Correa, one of those up-and-coming tough Argentinians, and Ferrero took care of him easily. Then he played the in-form Gaston Gaudio, and this was the match for Ferrero that he showed a lot of heart and a lot of toughness, because he was down a break in the 5th set, and he wins it in 5 over Gaudio. Now we're live. Agassi serving.
Agassi lost the first point, wins the second. It's 15 or 1 game to Ferrero in the second. And as you saw on our graphic there, Agassi's had trouble holding serve. Sort of match each other with vicious swings. Ferrero gives the ball a little more time to get to him than Agassi does, but not much. As you said, Patrick, he meets the ball pretty early.
This is actually a crucial game right here, believe it or not. I mean, it's only 1 love second, but Agassi, if he loses serve, it's just almost like you feel like where he was yesterday. He's got to get some momentum going here.
Ace.
Yeah, great serve. That's going to be a key for Agassi. That first serve and winning some cheap points with that serve. There's Steffi Graf. She knows a little bit, just a touch, about winning slams. Agassi's record in slams since losing the first set, as I mentioned earlier, 13-3 since '99 here. That's a good play from Agassi. That time able to get on top of the ball and attack Ferrero.
10 years difference in age between these two. 22-year-old Spaniard and 32-year-old American. One game all, second set. And yeah, I agree, that was a big game. It's a mental challenge.
I mean, tell you, that is just awesome play court tennis right there. I mean, Agassi was in total control of the point. Ferrero got himself back into the neutral position, and then look at this inside outer. I mean, Agassi had this guy on the run, and Ferrero played a defensive forehand in that point, which neutralized Agassi's position. Wow.
15 love. Couple of miss hits off the backhand side for Ferrero, so guy is at least he's human.
Well, that's what Agassi's going to have to do. He's going to have to try to force Ferrero to rush a bit on that backhand. And that means he has to be absolutely precise with his shots off the ground, because that's tough to get Ferrero into that position. Yep,
That's good stuff.
That is good stuff.
Good change of pace there.
I mean, it's great to watch this, because you can just sense that Agassi knows he has to play as well as he can play. And he's going for his shots. Extreme angles, cross court on the backhand, and then finally ripping this one to get Ferrero out of position.
15-30.
Yeah, that's the one. I mean, Ferrero, it all starts for Juan Carlos with that heavy kick serve. Gets Agassi, and the Agassi he sees way back behind the baseline. That he can't win from that position against Ferrero.
Is that second serve attackable, Patrick?
Difficult, very difficult. This forehand is lethal, and he has time to set that up. He's so explosive.
30-all.
Yep, there it is. No, he has a lot of kick, a lot of action on that the first serve and the second serve.
40-30.
And this court today, the sun is out. It seems to be taking the kick pretty good, getting up high. Game point, Ferrero.
Let's see if Agassi can. See, he's not even looking to take it early, Agassi. He's way back behind the baseline. A lot of respect.
A two-handed unforced error from him. I think we've seen 4 that I can remember today already. I wouldn't count on that continuing, though.
Such a heavy ball right there, that forehand. Agassi playing exactly the kind of point he wanted to play. Got Ferrero pulled out wide to the backhand side. And Ferrero is so good going to his forehand, and that ball just jumped off the court. That's what forced the error. It's so hard to see on TV how the ball jumps, explodes off the court. Look how far back Agassi is in the return. Way back. Look at him.
Ferrero.
Ferrero holds on. It's 2-1. People are still coming in here. It is just short of 12 o'clock in Paris. Of his for the day. It's 1-2, love 15 now. Oops, another one that sails love 30. By the way, checking the stats book, the head-to-head between Al Costa and Alex Corretja, the two who will play in the semifinals. It's 7-5 to Corretja, but Costa's won the last 2, including this year. Both very close.
15-30.
I think Agassi's going to have to force himself to come forward more to have a chance in this match, because from the baseline, I just don't see how he can get through Ferrero consistently. Big serve there. You know, we've seen Agassi over the years adjust, especially the last 3-4 years, his strategy in matches where he's sometimes pulled back and play more defensively. I think in this match he's going to have to change up and try to play more offensively, even get into net a little bit more.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lethal right there. Ferrero gets confident on that backhand. This could be over in a hurry.
30-40.
And Agassi has actually come out, Cliff, this is the bad news. He's actually played about as well as he can play, and he's in deep trouble.
Break point. Yeah, that's the play.
Yep. Got to force himself to in there. Set it up beautifully.
I'll stay back, and Patrick was humming a little song, little tune. Anything you can do, I can do better. And that's about it. Yes, that's Agassi's problem, and that's why he's got to come in.
It's a nice tune there, Cliff. Sing that well.
At least I got a voice.
That's good. Again, the first serve setting up Agassi.
You're watching live coverage of Juan Ferrero and Andre Agassi. This is the second match of the day. Agassi is down a set. He's down 2 games to 1, but he's up in this game. He has the ad to level the match, or the set rather, at 2 games all. Cliff Drysdale, Patrick McEnroe. Perfect. Little drop shot's not a bad idea, is it?
No.
Catch up on all of today's action here at Roland Garros, and there will be a lot of it. Tune in on ESPN2 tonight at 7 Eastern, match of the day, and a lot more. And we'll be back here on ESPN tomorrow at 1 Eastern. That's 10 o'clock out west for men's semi-final action. And for more of what's going on here at Roland Garros, please log on to ESPN.com, keyword French Open. Marat Safin and Sebastian Grosjean after this match, and then the women's semis.
Well, Agassi recognizing what he has to do and so far executing it. Jumping on that second serve. Well, and that moving in forces Ferrero to go for a little bit more. Double faults. Check the mark, but confirmed long by the chair umpire.
Chair ump got out of his chair to check the mark here. We'll check it for you definitively, and yeah, long.
Oh, beautiful.
Break points here, 3 of them for Agassi now.
Agassi on the dead run with the forehand winner.
Got it. Oh, that forehand clipped the line back there, and then he had a good look at the forehand swing and missed it. Still break point, couple to come for Agassi.
Tell you what, though, Agassi knows he's got to go for his shots, and he is right now, and he's making them.
Premier service.
This is what he talked about when he said, I know what I have to do, and the thrill is trying to do it. You know how good you have to play against someone of this caliber. Ferrero's going to check this mark as well.
Calling it wide again, the chair up, and let's see what our shot spot tells you. Let's see what it says.
Barely wide. Ooh, nice job.
Yeah.
Shot spot. And there again, the pressure from Agassi on the return pays off, so maybe turning this match around right now.
Well, he's showing some variety, isn't he? Attacking the second serve there. 3-2 Agassi. 3-2 Agassi with a break in the second.
Well, Agassi there trying to attack the backhand of Ferrero, and he knows that's what he has to do. And our shot spot will show you all of his serves so far. Look how he's concentrating most of his serves. The red ones, by the way, are aces into that backhand corner, especially out here in the ad court. That's the side that Agassi is trying to break down.
I just like the variety that he's throwing at Ferrero. You know, you watch Ferrero, it's pretty much straight up and down, but for Agassi, you've seen.
You also see by that graphic, Cliff, how important it is for Agassi to get that first serve in. And it's not like he's just spinning it in, he's going for it, because that enables him to do this, to set it up and get to net and put pressure on Ferrero.
He's attacked the second serve, he's hit drop shots, he's come in, he stayed back.
There's a kicker out wide, forcing the error from Ferrero. Game points now. What an impressive string here for Agassi. Yeah, another ace.
You have a big enough serve, and even on a slow clay court, it'll do damage. 4-2 Agassi.
Agassi mène par 4 jeux à 2.
Came into this match, this day, a set down and 1 game to love.
What a difference a day makes. That's another song, right, Cliff? 6 and 10 games winners today. Already 8 winners. Agassi, the conditions helping with the sun out, not as heavy. Whoa! Remember, the cooler conditions slow down play, so it makes it tougher to hit those winners.
Ferrero never stopped. He was never rooted in this position. Look at that. He's in the air, high in the air, trying to hit the ball at the same time. That's not easy, and he flubbed that one.
Gotta leave that one to Sampras.
Exactly. Yeah, he's showing due respect for the forehand side, that's for sure.
He hesitated, though, Agassi, in that point, but he got the chance to come in. He's got to keep forcing himself, even if he's not that comfortable, to come in. So he gave Ferrero a second chance to get back in that point. Cost him.
30-15.
It's so interesting to watch, isn't it? Because You could just see the wheels turning in Agassi's head between every point, thinking, okay, well, what do I gotta do? I gotta hit a huge shot. And he is, for the most part in this set, executing that.
Yeah, that is so true, and it's a sign of maturity in him as a person and as a tennis player, because for years we used to watch him just bang everything as hard as he could the first chance that he could. If they went in, he was a winner, and if they didn't, he just took the next flight out. 30 all. And this style of Agassi is more fun to watch. He's got a break point now for a double break in the second set.
He's got Ferrero rattled right now. Excellent first serve there, right on the line.
40.
Setting up the duck forehand. Look at the racket speed here as he whips through that ball. He's got great balance. Those loose limbs. It's like a whip.
Avantage Ferrero.
A little hesitation there from Agassi, looking for some confirmation that the ball was out. He accepts it. Game point here, Ferrero.
So Darren Cahill, Agassi's coach there, and Steffi Graf's mom in the first row. Steffi's up in the top of the box there, trying to hide out.
Steffi and Heidi.
Just by the way, Cliff, we should also mention, we talk about that great Andre Pavel story going back to the birth of his son. Well, Gil Reyes, who's Agassi's trainer, flew back to Las Vegas the other day after Agassi's last win for the graduation of his daughter from high school. So Gil's not, I don't know if he's on his way back or planning to come back. Obviously, this match will have something to do with that, but he flew back to be at the graduation.
It's Agassi who is used to making others work. He had to work so hard in that point. He was on his heels all the time, and Ferrero just stuck it to him.
Patiently waiting for that easy one on the forehand. Agassi on the run, scrambling. He's not used to playing that defense, but he did it in '99 when he won it. He's willing to pay the price again here. Big game there, big hold for Ferrero.
So the mosquito, as they call him, holds. Also call him chavalito. Maybe that's Spanish for mosquito. Fort 3. That's long. Agassi with a break in the second. Now they'll check this one. And Ferrero very sportingly gives it to him, so they're going to play 2.
Well, it's either that or wait for the umpire to walk down there and say no, it was good. Shot spot. Oh, look at that. What could it, now wait a second. Could shot spot be wrong, Cliff? Is that possible?
Zero guns.
Same result. Ferrero wins the point. Love 15. That's a great serve from Agassi.
really serving very effectively. Ace number 6 for Agassi, 4 in this set. Yeah, that's crucial. So much extension Agassi gets as he thrusts his legs up. A lot of knee bend. That's where he gets his direction from.
Oh, that's, you know what, that's pretty well played. He knows that if Ferrero can get to the ball, that he's got a good shot at a pass. So from that high spot, he really has to be aggressive. 2 out of 5 yesterday, much better today. That's an average of 1 ace per serve game, which is very good on a court as slow as this. Very good. Game point, Agassi.
Well, particularly, Cliff, when you're more of a spot server. There's Steffi up in the top row of the players box section. Yeah, Agassi's not a guy that looks to bludgeon the serve. He looks to hit the corners, to fake out his opponent, to set up the first strike. Agassi holds on, take a 5-3 lead in the second set.
Agassi mène par 7-3.
Ferrero last year won Barcelona over Moya in the final, beat Guga in the Italian Open final. Actually had a great clay court season. Guga beat him in the semis here in Paris. In fact, you called him the best clay courter in the business, with the exception of Guga when he fit yesterday. Can't argue with that.
Just the second ace of the match for Juan Carlos. 30-15. Still the right play from Agassi, again looking to attack the second serve, keep the points a bit shorter if he can, not allow Ferrero to get into that rhythm. There's Kadecha's coach.
That one sails and Agassi loses the game, but he's in front in the second set, 5-4. He'll serve and we come back live to Paris to level the match at 1 set all if he can.
It's tough to see.
Agassi to serve for the second set now. Big game. That's an understatement. Missed it.
Agassi has to keep forcing himself to push the envelope. You know, he can't just stay back in a point and expect that Ferrero's going to miss. He has to do something to force the Spaniard into an error. And I think that point he just held back a little bit. It's so fine, that line that Agassi has to tread upon in this matchup.
Uh-oh.
15-30.
And he knows it too. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, he knows he's not getting any gifts. He knows he's got to do it by earning it.
Well, he knows he's got to win the points. And he, this time, sets it up, goes behind Ferrero with that second backhand. Clean winner.
30-all.
What a rally right there. Both players just mashing the ball. Working. So look at Agassi even sucking wind now.
Break point to Ferrero.
Oh, it's just too good on the defense there, Ferrero. Agassi threw everything at him.
Yeah, you
That 30-all point.
can't fault Agassi.
Oh, that was just incredible clay court tennis right there.
Eiffel Tower in the background here from Stade Roland Garros by car without traffic. That's about 4 or 5 minutes drive, really. It's not far. La Tour Eiffel. 5-all.
Oh, just wide. Ferrero pointed at the mark. Not sure, though. I guess he's taking a long look. Here comes Yum. Calls it good.
Calling it good. Let's see if Shot Spot agrees. Oh, how close was that?
Wait, I can't even. Can I tell?
All it's got to do is touch the line anywhere.
Tú sabes que el tema no es este. No es ese el tema.
Goes to Agassi. Love 15 at 5-all.
Juan Carlos suggesting to the umpire that it's because it's Agassi on the other side. So he's just sort of wants to let the umpire know that he does not want to get short end of his stick in this one. And it wasn't not just here. The Spaniards saying they didn't get any respect in Rome at the Italian Open. Put Ferrero, the defending champ, on an outside court. Not happy with what happened yesterday when they called this match off. Some of them think it's because Agassi didn't want to play in those conditions.
Missed it.
And Ferrero frustrated now.
Break points for Agassi again. This to get him to 6-5. So Agassi, who is tennis is Tiger Woods. The other tournament want to keep him in this event if they possibly can. He wants a break, give it to him.
Agassi mène par.
First point, second set rather, going to Ferrero. Love 15.
Well, Ferrero was able to raise his game in that previous Agassi attempt to serve for the set.
It's either in or out.
Agassi is very precise. Trailed in 9 of 11 serve games. Broken 4 times. Interesting. Oh, yes. Stood his ground well there, and I think Ferrero was slightly off balance on the pass.
Could have done more with this one. Ferrero had a good look at the forehand. Elected to go cross court. Look at that good knee bend. Keeps that wrist firm. This is the one that Ferrero could have done more damage with. 30-15. Ferrero let that call get to him a little bit in that his previous service game. Frustrated. Agassi trying to take advantage. Good kick on that serve. It kicked right into the body of Ferrero.
Set points for Agassi. You're watching live coverage of Andre Agassi and Juan Carlos Ferrero, Cliff Drysdale, Patrick McEnroe alongside. You've joined us at set point for Agassi in the second set. He lost the first 6-3. Quarterfinals, men's singles. Agassi has leveled the match. We'll take a break from our live coverage of the French Open version 2002 from Chatrier at Roland Garros. Third set about to get underway here. Agassi in a superhuman effort, winning that second set. Got the break, served for the set, failed, broke again, and then served it out. So we're even.
Reminding you of this stat from Agassi, 13-3 in slams. Losing the first set since this tournament back in '99. Of course, when you've won 90% of your matches, you know you're gonna have a good stat there. But Agassi probably wouldn't have had the same stat there early in his career. When he got down, he didn't come back with quite the same efficiency as he does now. Agassi did a great job in that second set of sort of changing the tempo of the points. Playing a bit flatter, a bit harder. Ferrero had Agassi way back behind the baseline. It's the routine dropper. 40 left. Pancho Segura.
Ferrero.
Juan Carlos Ferrero has won the first of the third. How great would it be for Agassi to win here again at 32 years old?
Yeah, I would say, you know, the opportunities are getting fewer and fewer. You realize that more every year, and so therefore I think it makes you really embrace the experiences that you have. And you know, I'm coming in here feeling good, and so it makes me just really go, well, geez, you know, maybe this is a good year for me, and maybe I can, you know, make something real special happen.
Agassi has made a lot of special things happen in the last 3 years with 4 more slam titles, up to 7 now, just behind, look at that group, Lendl, Connors, Perry, and Rosewall, all with 8. Sampras, of course, leading the pack with 13, including 7 Wimbledons.
Always said that Agassi is an artist. I mean, he was an early bloomer, I suppose, because he gets to 2 finals here in Paris before he won his first slam at Wimbledon. That was in '92. But I think the most interesting thing of all is after '99, when he won here, that he's won another 3.
So that's not the point that Agassi wants to play, looping the ball from the back of the court, because Ferrero gets more spin on the ball. He actually hits the ball with a little more, when he has time, a little more power. Agassi could take it earlier and flatten it out and hit it a bit harder in that situation than Ferrero. Yeah, see, it's so precise, Agassi's game, that he's right there. That's the kind of point he wants to play, but he has to hit every ball perfectly. Whereas Ferrero, it's more of his normal ground stroke is heavier than Agassi's, so he's not as rushed. Yeah, Agassi overhitting badly. Those heavy balls from Ferrero wearing on Agassi.
Senior PGA Championship presented by Raymond James Financial after tennis on ESPN today, and coverage continuing over on ESPN2 tomorrow at noon. For more, we invite you to log on to ESPN.com.
Premier service.
To follow here, Safin and Grosjean, and then the women's semi-finals, all from this Chatrier court.
Zéro 15.
Agassi pressing now. Just unreal.
Showing great determination, Ferrero. Man.
Shot making. I mean, Agassi pulling him wide and Ferrero just ripping that ball. Look how he keeps that upper body still. It's enough power. That was a big time point there from Ferrero. Agassi did everything right.
30-15.
Yep, wide open up the line.
Crowd
Crowd still waiting to get into this one. Ferrero, the kick serve, sets up, whips it up the line, game points.
Winner of this match takes on either Marat Safin, the Russian, or Sebastian Grosjean, the Frenchman. They play next here on Chatrier. Got it. Agassi is going to have this checked. Agassi satisfied, and shot spot confirms that it was good. Take a break. Live coverage, French Open, will continue after these messages. Agassi serving 15 love, but he's down 3 games to love. It's 1 set all here in this men's quarterfinal round match. We're live at Stade Roland Garros. Oh, he tried for it, but it was out of reach. That's good stuff. Agassi holding ground there. Good reflex.
Ferrero trying this drop shot a little more frequently now, trying to make Agassi move. Andre anticipates that one. Can't run that down.
30 love.
Good setup by Agassi. First winner for Agassi in set number 3. He's been dominated so far since winning that second set 7-5. Plenty of winners off the racket of Ferrero.
Yeah, especially that forehand. It's lethal, that thing.
40-30.
Still game point for Agassi.
Ferrero's 7th winner in this 3rd set.
Agassi holds the game. Let's just take a look at this Ferrero forehand throw. Try to show you why it's so lethal. First of all, he takes it back pretty traditionally. Very closed face, as you can see that racket face there. Eyes on the ball, full swing. But now at this stage, watch how he sort of comes through this a little bit like Sergio Bruguera. The upper body comes first. Watch there, right there. You see how he opens it, and then the arm follows, and then the racket. It's like a whip. And it's, I mean, when he makes contact, it sounds good, it looks good. The only one who doesn't like it in this stadium is Andre Agassi.
It's also not a big loopy swing, Cliff, so it doesn't need that much time to create the swing. He's also going to have some success on other surfaces with that forehand as well.
I agree with that.
See, Agassi right there was a perfect example. He has to force himself to go after that return. He just sort of got it back. Once he gets in the rallies, he's essentially in trouble against Ferrero. Got to keep the points fairly short.
30-0.
It's tough to force yourself to do.
It's very tough. Yeah. It's extremely difficult. And Agassi did a remarkable job in the 2nd set.
30 love.
Look, Agassi's is a game that's built for a hard court. Taking the ball early, taking time away from your opponent, taking the ball on the rise. Ferrero's is built for this stuff, for the clay. Waiting a little bit longer for the ball, letting it drop. Heavier spin off both sides. You're right like that. That is scary.
Clean winner off the forehand, another one. And Ferrero's got the lead, one break.
Juan Carlos Ferrero playing in his first Roland Garros 2 years ago, made it all the way to the semifinals, losing a thriller to Gustavo Kuerten. Kuerten, of course, was looking for his second French Open title at that time, and it went 5 sets. Kuerten winning it 6-3 in the 5th set. In fact, 2-1 lead for Ferrero. And then the next year, his second year here at Roland Garros, again taking on Guga, the top 2 clay quarters in the world last year. Much easier last year for Kuerten, taking out Ferrero in 3 straight sets. So now we're back live, and Ferrero looking to become the only guy to reach the semifinals in his first 3 times since Mats Wilander did it.
30 love in this game.
Agassi.
Glancing at it, and Agassi sort of looking at it, so that might, it's sure indication that it was close. Let's take a look.
Yeah, nice. Gonna call it good.
Pretty sure, you know, when Agassi's sort of looking at it, that you know that it was off. Look at how that's wide. But called good.
30 points.
(30-15).
Oh, yeah. Ferrero pulling the strings now. And Agassi, the puppet, on the move. Whips this one cross court, and just got to put that volley into the court. Agassi's off your screen.
30-all. Very solid overhead. That's not, looks easy. Not.
40.
Especially from where he was on the court.
Quarterfinal.
4-1 Ferrero.
So heavy, that forehand. Agassi not able to control it.
Avantage Ferrero.
Ferrero can just seems to be able to take a full swing with that whippy motion that he's got. Forehand reminds me of Bruguera a lot.
He gets much more pace on it, though. Bruguera had a lot of spin. Ferrero's able to hit through the forehand a little more than Bruguera. Of course, we're talking about a guy who won here twice.
Right, Sergi. Deuce.
Avantage Agassi.
Very similar style, though. Ferrero, he just, 10 years later.
Yeah.
A little bit harder.
Yeah.
A little better serve.
Definitely a better serve. Bruguera just retired, by the way.
Égalité.
Just so tough to half volley those balls when they're exploding off the court like that on clay. Much harder on clay than on a hard court, because it bounces higher. The bounce isn't always as true, although here at Roland Garros, the courts are very true.
Avantage Agassi.
Forcing himself to flatten the ball out, and again with the overhead winner.
Game point Agassi again. Trailing 4-1 third set, 1 set all. Safin and Grosjean next, and then the women's semi-finals. The net hurt him.
Égalité.
Capriati and Serena. That's Jennifer and Serena. And then Fernandez, Clarissa Fernandez, and Venus Williams in the women's semifinal. It's good.
Avantage Agassi.
Agassi, the drop shot, setting it up. Lob, using a little bit of everything to win that point. Game point. Stay in this set. Wow, what feel there from Ferrero. I mean, he hit that drop shot on the full run.
Égalité.
Slid into it. This was an amazing shot. Agassi, no way you could expect that. Andre got there.
Put those overheads away pretty authoritatively. Maybe Agassi should be attacking
Avantage
the
Agassi.
forehand a little more, because like on this approach there, this worked for him, of course, but Ferrero's looking for that backhand all the time.
Oh, yeah. That's well done by Ferrero. That shows you his feel and his court sense. I mean, he's not just a grinder. He sensed that Agassi was looking for that cross court, and he poked it up the line. I told you how important that serve of Agassi was going to be. And look at that. When he misses the first serve, he's just getting crushed. Only won 10 of 37 points.
Avantage Agassi.
What do you do about that, Patrick, if you're Agassi and he obviously is aware of that stat? What do you do?
Well, he knows that he can't just spin the ball in. So, I mean, he's got to keep going for first serve. He's got to win as many points as he can with that first.
Out of reach, and Agassi wins the game 4-2.
Talk about having to work hard to hold serve. Oh, boy. Well, this is one thing you can do also. Is you hit some kicks on that first serve to not give your opponent that chance to attack the second.
Zero.
15 love, 4-2 Ferrero. First set to Ferrero. 6-3 broke Agassi 3 times in that set. Second set to Agassi.
That's trouble. Yeah. I mean, Ferrero, I think he's feeling more and more confident now. Hitting that drop shot a lot more often, getting Agassi on the run. Andre's not as limber up there on those drop shots. Just doesn't slide into the ball as well. Doesn't handle those droppers as well as Ferrero does. Easy service game so far for Juan Carlos. This is third ace.
40 love.
Look at that. Look how much easier it's been for him. That was his coach there, Ferrero, Antonio.
Ferrero.
Ferrero holds on. He's got a 5-2 lead. Agassi will serve, and we come back to our live center court coverage. Sergi Bruguera talking about how much he plays like Juan Carlos Ferrero. Loves 30. 15-30 now with Agassi serving, trying to hang on. 2-5. He trails in the third set. It's 1 set all. Anybody who's played tennis knows that it's tough. There's extra pressure when you're serving for the set. So in Agassi's shoes right now, you want to put Ferrero in that position.
See, that's what I'm talking about, getting up to that drop shot. Ferrero's much more comfortable. Look at the way he slides into this ball.
32-40.
Terrible drop shot, by the way.
Yeah,
by Agassi. Well, we trust me, he slid into that ball beautifully.
That was a set point. Agassi again with a serving that has been really outstanding. 7 aces for the match. Missed it. Set point again here for Ferrero.
Avantage Ferrero.
Missed it, but so close. see the opening there, but that approach shot has got to be so good.
You're right, Cliff. That's what I call a good miss if you're Ferrero, because Agassi played a perfect point, and he still almost hit the winner on that run, on that running forehand.
Deuce.
Avantage Agassi.
And that's the kind of thing where the next time Agassi gets in a similar position, maybe he tries to hit it a little bit better. Makes an error. Game point.
Oh, yeah. He's made that look easy. Slice there from Agassi, change up, and he still is right through that backhand. Clean winner down the line.
But what I love about Ferrero there, Cliff, is how quickly he got up to that short ball. Oh, that's a message. Oh, boy.
That's off a first serve.
That's like when you're expecting a fastball and you're a fastball hitter. You just sit on it. It's out of the ballpark. Look at that. That's nasty.
Oh, right, comes right back.
No, it's wide. It's wide. I can see the mark from up here. Andre says, okay, don't get down.
Set point, second serve. That's a better drop shot that time. Ferrero got to it.
Égalité.
Got to say again that this, to me anyway, is a really important game, because if Agassi can hold on, it puts a lot of pressure on Ferrero, gives him at least a chance to break, to get back in the set.
Premier service. Avantage Agassi.
So if you think Agassi's intimidated by that return, the last time he was serving there to the forehand side, Another one into the forehand, and Agassi wins the game. Now, pressure's on Ferrero.
Ferrero mène par 5 jeux à 3.
Oh, yes. Smart play there by Agassi. You called it, Cliff, a couple of games ago. Ferrero looking for that backhand. Trying to run around and hit the forehand. Agassi, first point, takes it up the line.
Love 15. Oh, that's good stuff. That's good, both of them, actually. Ferrero was there for the overhead, but Agassi did not flinch.
Slightly mishit that one, which should have been a winner, but Agassi, as you said, keeps his ground. Ferrero able to run this down, but not in the position to do anything with it.
Love 30. Oh, I mean, I wouldn't argue with what he was trying to do. Just mishit it badly, though. And now it's 15-30.
Oh, what a return. That is incredible.
Ferrero did exactly what he wanted, which is get Agassi way out wide.
Agassi knew this had to be perfect on the return, and it was.
Break points for Agassi now. Unlike so many other players who give you that that squeak or that squall, whatever it is, that grunt, Agassi does it, but that's because. But it's only at a certain time. That's when he's forced back into the forehand side. Not the only time, but for the most part, that's when you really hear it. Still break point. So, got a new ball game here, don't we? Double fault from Ferrero, and we're on serve.
Ferrero men par 5 jeux à 4.
Agassi's serving 4-5. We're on serve now in the third set. One set all.
Well, Ferrero's been able to raise his game at these moments in each set. Agassi served for the second. Ferrero broke. Agassi still went on to win that. Great start there for the Spaniard. And Agassi missing the first serve put him in trouble right away in that point.
It's a replay of Agassi's winner in the last game when he was able to break. So that scenario for Agassi now, though, where he was able to hold, albeit so close, then did break, but now he's got to hold.
No first serves in this game yet for Agassi. Oh, that's a clean strike there off the forehand.
And in Agassi's last serve game, it could have been 4 points, could have been 6, 10. It took him 14 points to hold. But he did and then broke. Now 30-15.
Yeah, time it's in.
30 all, 2 points from the set for one of these two, and for the other one, 2 points from getting even. How big is this moment?
How big is that serve? Ace number 8 for Agassi, his first serve he made in this game. Game point. He saw the opening, Agassi, and he just rushed it.
40.
But he's got to keep going for those shots.
He does. It's so magnificent to watch these two going after each other, shot for shot.
Avantage Agassi.
Agassi with game point again.
Another good first serve, and he waits for that ball to get right into that strike zone, just in front of him. Not too far in front, though. Oh, yes. Waited for Ferrero to make his move. Rips the backhand up the line, and what a hole. Coming up next, Grosjean and Safin, the last of the men's quarterfinal. Costa and Carecha already through in the top half.
They'll play against each other, those two Spaniards, and then the winner of that match that we just promoted between Grosjean and Safin will play the winner here. 5-all now. Agassi was 5-2 down in this third set.
Agassi was in danger of going down 2 breaks and 5-1 earlier in the set, but fought, hung on. He's been playing from behind throughout this entire set, and he has a chance now to win this set at 5-all.
Actually, he's been playing from behind from this whole match. Really, he started out just dismally.
That was yesterday.
Yeah.
Last night, losing the first set.
And every time Agassi's, well, not every time, but 13 of 16 times he's been down. He's been trailing in his own serve game. So he's struggled for every game. 15-all, 5-all. That's what counts right now. 1 set all.
15-30.
It's Brian Godfrey there at the top of your screen in the blue shirt. American, former top 10 player, Davis Cup player in singles and doubles. Oh, yes.
Oh. What a where did the song think that what a difference a few games make? This is a break point. 2 of them for Agassi.
$30-40.
Trying to go behind Ferrero there. It's so hard to flatten that ball out up the line over the high part of the net. Agassi was pretty far behind the baseline.
Deuce.
But that's how he's gotten into the back end of this set, Cliff, is just going for his shots. Can't play cautious against this guy.
Boy, that's some good stuff from Agassi at the baseline there. I mean, yeah, we've been talking about Ferrero's forehand, but I tell you, Agassi can match him on the power department of that side. It doesn't have the same margin, but in terms of just straight speed, he's right up there. This is another break point. This is Agassi's 3rd of this game. It's 5-all in the 3rd set. Agassi's beginning to close in. He's inside the baseline. Oh!
You could see what Agassi was going to do, and he was going to take his chance and rip it. And he did, and he just clipped the tape. Look how far inside he is. He knows he's going for broke here. That is so gutsy. 5-all, third set, set all.
Good close by Ferrero. As soon as he saw the one hand come off of the racket of Agassi here on the backhand, he knew he was okay. Comes into the net, easy put away. I'll put away. I'm not sure anything is easy in this match. Game point, Ferrero. Agassi will serve to try to get into a tie-break now. He had his chances there to serve for the third set. Agassi's tie-break record is pretty dismal this year. 6-5 Ferrero. Boy, he's been lethal overhead. I'll say that. It was an easier one, and he should get that one away, but anything above the shoulder, and he's in good shape. Merv Heller and Alan Schwartz. Merv, the man in the middle, he's the president of the USTA, and then Alan Schwartz on his right, left of your screen, is going to be the next president. I guess that's not for sure, but in more likelihood. And Christian Beam was the other guy. He's the president of French. Speaking of presidents, wasn't it President Clinton that showed up last year during Agassi's match?
It was during that quarterfinal with Grosjean. Showed up after Agassi had won the first set 6-1, and then Agassi went on to get blitzed in 4.
15 all.
Guns.
30-15. Trying to get to he hasn't played a tiebreak in this French championship, Agassi. That's wide. 30 all. 2-7 in tiebreaks this year. Oh, double fault. Set point for Ferrero.
Interested observer there, Evgeny Kafelnikov, former champ here. Still in the doubles. Set point, second serve.
That sails. Huge comeback for Agassi in the set. He was down 2-5. Lost the set.
It was last year in the quarterfinals when Agassi took on Sebastian Grosjean, the #1 French player. It was all Agassi in the first set, but then Grosjean, the support of the home crowd and former President Bill Clinton looking on. Grosjean wins it comfortably in 4 sets. Lost in the semifinals to Grosjean to Koretja. Back live now. Agassi just dumping serve to lose that third set. 2-1 for Ferrero.
Agassi has won each Grand Slam, and quarterfinal stages have been
0-15.
pretty severe.
Especially at the Australian. 5-2 here at Roland Garros.
Hands off.
And so no, Agassi's going to call it good. Flipping the line.
30-15.
30-15.
No, that's 40-15.
40-15.
So what does Agassi do now? The question is to, I don't think strategically, Cliff, he really does anything differently. I think he has to hope that those risks, like going for that big shot on that break point and 5-all, like that can pay off in this set. And then maybe Ferrero will get a little bit tight. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's what he has to think now if you're Agassi. I think it's going to be more difficult, though, as the set goes on, for him to continue to go for those shots and make them. Ferrero, on the other hand, his winners, you know, there's, as you mentioned, Cliff, there's more margin for error. Let's look at those winners. A lot of them, a couple of drop shots thrown in, but look how close to the line he is, especially over to that four. Remember we talked about him being able to go up the line with the backhand to the forehand side of Agassi? That's what you're seeing him using that, and using that forehand cross court. That's where Andre is a little more susceptible, and Juan Carlos is taking advantage.
Winners from Ferrero have actually come off both wings, and then, as you mentioned, a few drop shots as well. But that's so interesting to see that so many of them went into the forehand side.
Yeah, more winners on the forehand, but that's an impressive number on the backhand. I mean, that many winners on your supposed weaker side is a testament to his strength off both sides from the ground. Another key there too, Cliff, is that on the second serve points, Agassi's getting very, very hurt. He's only winning 32% of those, whereas Ferrero is just about at 50% on second serve points. There's the stat. First serve points won, both guys are very even, just around 70% for both.
30-15.
Question you pose about Agassi, Patrick, I agree with the fact that he's got to stay with what he's been doing. He's been awfully close. Look, he wins the second set 7-5, playing just like he should, and then the third set down 5-2, and he comes back and it points to go up 6-5 to serve for it.
Oh, wow, that could really cost Agassi. Wow, a great serve and an easy sitter. Ferrero, though, he just stabs at it, gives himself a chance. Agassi in trouble now, break point down.
Out.
That's out deuce. Ferrero taking a look, shaking his head, not happy about the call. And he seems to accept it. Agassi, they've both been pretty good about giving calls to each other when they've been hooked.
Oh, wow. What athleticism from Ferrero there. I mean, just to get the return back and then off balance to hit this shot on the run. That's phenomenal. I guess he goes behind him, was a good move. Just sneaks it on the line.
Break point.
Yeah, you could just see it. Agassi pressing there. And now Ferrero in total charge, Cliff.
With the break, 2 sets to 1 and 2 games to love. Sergio Garcia tied the tournament record with a 16 under 268 on his way to victory last year, and he's back to defend. Buick Classic, 2 p.m. today. And coverage continuing on ESPN Friday at 4, and ABC takes over on the weekend.
Premier service. Premier service. Zéro.
Juan Carlos Ferrero got 2 older sisters. He said he used to play tennis with them, but I guess he's got a little too strong for him now. Both married, the sisters.
It's just getting more and more difficult to break through the defenses of Ferrero for Agassi.
It's been a very closely fought match, obviously, and the score indicates that Agassi's had 13 break points. Ferrero's had 16. They've saved 6 and 7 respectively. It's just been toe-to-toe.
It's been very close, but it's always been Ferrero, in my mind, Cliff, that's had the upper hand. He's always been slightly ahead. He's always raised his level when he had to. Yeah, he's just got more firepower on this surface than Agassi at this point.
Got 3 more games than Agassi in this 4th set. Leads 2 sets to 1 and 3 love. All in this game, but 3 to Ferrero and 2 sets to 1 Ferrero's. Struggle here for the lone American left in the field.
And it's been a struggle throughout for Agassi, particularly on his serve. Look at that, 19 games he's served, and he's been down at some point in 16 of those, and has been broken 7 times. He has been scaling uphill throughout this match.
Safin and Grosjean to follow. That's France's top player and the Russian who has won the US Open. Then the women's semi-final, Jennifer Capriati, Serena Williams. Agassi holds on. Down a break, though, in the 4th set.
Ferrero mène par 3 jeux à 1.
And we'll round out the day with Clarissa Fernandez against Venus Williams.
It's the first time we've heard
15-0.
frustration from Agassi, overhitting badly. It's been a struggle today. Oh, he missed it. Oh, boy. At least he can still make fun of himself, Agassi.
30-15.
That's just... That's funny. Good serve from Ferrero, skidding off the line. Agassi can't control it.
Ferrero.
Ferrero holds on, and he is in front in both this set and the match, 2-1. Love 15 in this game. Oh, yes, cleaning the line with that backhand. And the frustration from Agassi is just now you can feel it. And I don't know what you do about shots like that.
Not much at this point, Cliff.
Love 30, 1-4 and 1-2 in sets. Agassi in a deep hole now.
Turning it up now, Ferrero. He could taste it.
If not the ultimate clay court player, certainly one of 1 or 2 or 3 players in the world, but he has not got good hard court results, Ferrero. And it's surprising to me because he's got the game for any surface. You said it earlier, Pergam, he's got a good serve, he's got a huge forehand, good backhand.
Ferrero.
But Ferrero gets the break, and he is just a few points away from a place in the semi-final and a meeting with the winner of the Safin Grosjean match, and that's the one that you'll see coming up here after this.
He's doing to Agassi what Agassi does to most players, wearing him down. His shots just taking their toll on Agassi now after over 2.5 hours.
Zéro 15. Zéro 30.
You know, there was no intimidation factor from the start here with Ferrero. Look at these kinds of points. He's so at home on the surface, but he's up against this legend, this icon, Andre Agassi, and he has not flinched mentally.
Agassi continuing to fight and try different things, that time looping the ball.
15-40.
Break points.
Sets himself up for the short forehand.
Agassi has a breaker serve, but he's 2 breaks down. It's 5-2. Juan Carlos Ferrero checking the mark there on that serve of Agassi, and the chair ump is checking it. He's saying it's out. So we will replay this first point of this game. There's a look in our spot shot. Our shot spot, excuse me. Oh.
Looked to be just long. There's Darren Cahill, Agassi's new coach, starting at the beginning of this year. Or just after the first major of the year, I should say. Agassi splitting with his longtime coach, Brad Gilbert, who certainly was instrumental in getting Agassi back to the top. 15 all, 2-5, 4 set.
Down 5-1. Agassi just broke serve. And a miss hit from Ferrero gives Agassi game point for 5-3 now. Not exactly, but somewhat the same scenario as that second set where he was down 5-2. Came back. He had points for 6-5, Agassi, in that set.
Well, at least he's given Ferrero a chance to think about it now.
Ferrero mène par 5-2-3.
He has been able to regroup each time he's had to, Ferrero. The end of that third set when Agassi came back, Ferrero able to regroup. See if he can do it here at 5-3. Looking for his third straight semifinal here, the young Spaniard.
High defensive lob. That one just long. 15-love Ferrero.
The only other player to do that, to reach at least the semifinals in their first 3 appearances here, was Mats Wilander. Second serve skidding off the line, and that's been, you know, that one's a bit lucky to hit the line, but that's been a big weapon for Ferrero, or at least something that Agassi has had difficulty attacking, that second serve.
30-love Ferrero for the match. My hat's off to Andre Agassi. I tell you what, he's given it all. This Ferrero, just, it's tough to know where to attack him. His arsenal is just so awesome on this surface. Match points for Ferrero. I guess, Patrick, there's 10 years difference between these two guys in ages, but I don't know, in experience on the court, on the clay court, boy, Ferrero showed no signs of immaturity at all.
I'll tell you, Cliff, I really echo what you just said, because I feel that Agassi put everything he had out there. He tried different things. This guy was groomed to play on this stuff. He has the perfect modern clay court game. Just too many weapons, too much firepower for Agassi. Agassi, tell you, hold that head real high, because he fought his tail off. He was prepared, but this guy, he's going to win his first French Open title this year. I'd be shocked if he didn't.
Andre, I mean, we all expected it to be a tough match, and that's just how it turned out to be for you, right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Juan Carlos Ferrero, he's a great player. He's about big up both sides, and certainly this being his best surface was his best chance for a Grand Slam, and he's taken his chances.
Andre, you know, it just seemed like you knew what you had to do, and you took the opportunities you had to try to go for big shots. I think back to that break point in the third set. You stepped around, you tried to crank that forehand, you just missed it. You knew you had to go for those, and you just came up a little short.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's easy in hindsight to kind of pick those turning points in a match, but I had 3 opportunities there, and one of them I had a sitter backhand that I kind of gave a little bit too much juice to, and it went past the baseline. And then I had a forehand up the line that hit the tape that almost crawled for me. And then in my next one, I took my chance in the second serve. But I knew I had to. He hits a big ball. If I'm not taking my chance, he's taking his. And I had to go for it. But he once he got out of that, kind of got out of jail there, I think he just felt the freedom to really step up and take his chances. And for the next 20 minutes, he was hitting some pretty amazing shots.
Well, Patrick said all along that when this match was over, the way that you played today, you were going to be satisfied no matter what.
Well, I suppose that it's always disappointing, but you have to feel at the end of a match that you made somebody do the most that they had to that day to beat you. And there wasn't much more I could have done except hope for you know, better depth, better shots at the right time. Hope the few shots fell right. I mean, you know, that, and those you can't control, but what I could control was my game plan, my concentration, my work ethic, and the fact that I was going to take my chance when I got it, and I did, but it just didn't fall.
Bottom line, Andre, is you put yourself in another position to win a major, and let's look ahead now to Wimbledon and to the Open, because certainly I think you would feel confident that you're playing well enough to do that again, to give yourself a chance to win one of those.
Well, yeah, I do feel that way. Coming out here in the quarters against Ferrero, I would feel a lot more comfortable against them in Wimbledon quarters or the U.S. Open quarters, but there's going to be other guys to deal with, and I just need to get back to work, and it's still a long year, and there's still a lot of great things that can happen for me, so I'm not gonna let it get me down too much or set me back, because my game feels good. It's been a good clay court season for me, and this was the season I was worried most about when it comes to my game and also my wrist, and everything's holding up. My body feels good, and you know, just keep my head up and onward.
What does getting back to work mean for you for Wimbledon? You going home or you going to stay?
Well, I don't know yet. I need some time to assess that, but it first means getting some of the junk out of my game that I've had now for the last few weeks on the clay, and cleaning it up and shortening up some swings and driving through the ball and feeling like I'm playing on the baseline again. So that's for starters.
Okay, good tournament. Thanks, Andre.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well done, Andre.
All right.
Thanks.
We'll see you.